Hi, welcome to Thinking Ahead with Saria. I am your host, Saria Adappi. This episode, we talked with Emily Martis, the Director of Product Management at BrainBox AI. She's a leader who started out in engineering and then later moved on into product management. Over the years, she's built an amazing career, leading teams that bring really cool, innovative products to life. It was a great discussion, and I hope you all enjoy the show. So welcome to the show, Emily.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
So to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who are you, and what do you do at BrainBox AI?
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, my name is Emily Martis, and I lead a team of product managers at BrainBox. I'm relatively new to the company. It's been about 6 months and new to the role. And what BrainBox does is delivers really cool software that uses AI, like it's in the name, to optimize HVAC equipment. And we do that to save energy, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, to improve comfort in spaces, which is a really cool solution to be able to do all of those things together. And we've also launched a generative AI product called Aria that helps technicians who keep HVAC systems running, keep those buildings running, to get them information faster and let them do their jobs faster, and to support that team that has to go out and fix all that equipment. So it's really cool, high impact software that has a meaningful difference on the planet. That's really important to me.
I think that's actually really cool that you can, integrate AI into something that you wouldn't actually think that would use AI, like HVAC systems. That's actually really cool. So that sounds really interesting. So what does a typical day in like your life at work look like?
Yeah, so a lot of my day to day, because I'm managing a team of people, it's about how can I help those people be more successful. So there's a lot of meetings in my day to day, and then a lot of one-on-one conversations with people. So I'm going to say, hey, what are you working on right now? What problems do you have? Where are you having difficulty, and how I can help? So there's some coaching people on how to tackle problems. Sometimes it's a big meeting and people are disagreeing, and it's how can we hear the expertise from all of these people
Right.
and then move forward with a plan to be successful together. Being on the product team, especially for innovation like this, means I'm also thinking a lot and learning about new technology and new AI. And so I have this element of discovery that is really fun, especially with my engineer background. So I'm not really a professional nerd anymore, though I used to be, but I still get to have that excitement of new technology.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, exactly.
So that actually sounds really fun. What is the most exciting or fun part of your job like right now? Like what makes you think I really want to go to work today?
Yeah. So as an exciting example, and I can't tell you too much, there's a big industry show coming up in a few months that my company is going to go to. And we're talking about how can we use this as a marketing opportunity and talk about our existing products, but then also launch new things. So we're talking about how can we build demos and what do we want to call it and talk about it and how do we describe it and how does it fit in with the other products that we have. And there's a lot of creation right now, and we're working a lot with the marketing team, which is kind of fun, right? How do we take this and bring it to life and tell a story that's going to make people excited? So that I would say is a highlight right now.
So it's like a huge promotion event.
Yeah, exactly. And we get to decide, what are we going to show and who are we trying to talk to and what is that message going to be? And in this case, it will be in Las Vegas. So I'm thinking ahead to my favorite restaurants. So I'm like, okay, I need to hit the taco place that I love. I need to get the good quiche. I need to go to the karaoke place. So there's a little like fun as well.
So you mentioned what kind of work you do, but like as a director of product management, what kinds of products does BrainBox AI really make in your field?
Yeah, so BrainBox AI makes software products. And I think one of the differences between software product management and more traditional hardware product management, and I'll say our company was acquired recently by Train Technologies. That has some other business units, but they make HVAC equipment, like metal boxes that push hot and cold air around or circulating water chillers. So like that's hardware. On the
Right.
software side, there's an element of, you know, what is this software trying to do? Who's it for? And then prioritizing what comes first. So the product management is all about what's the strategy for the product, understanding what our market needs, defining what that need is, and then translating that to engineering and saying, I need a product. I need my software to do A, B, and C. Okay, engineering, go figure out how to do it. I need it next week. And with
Right.
software, you are looking, hey, what can we get out in the next quarter? Then keep making it better and better and better and better as you go. With hardware, you kind of have to figure out what is the product you're going to launch and put it in a box. So you have to get it to this final state and then ship it. With software, you continuously evolve. So you have that trade-off between what do I need to get right away and what can come a little bit later. So it's a
Right.
kind of a smushier place.
That's really cool. So right now, your life every day seems really fun. So actually, what I want to do is let's go backwards a little bit. So when you were in high school, like when you were my age, what were your interests then? Because right now, I think a lot of people, including me, like I don't know exactly what I want to do. So like, were you already into technology and engineering and already like moving towards the path you're in right now, or did something change along the way?
Yeah, that's such a good question. If I can think back that far, because now it seems like a very, very long time ago. But back when I was in high school, I actually went to a high school in Maine that was tailored for math and science. So already at that point, I knew that I loved math and science and technology, and I had the aptitude for it. But I also had a
Mhm.
lot of other interests. So I did a lot of reading. I loved English, but I was trying to figure out too, like, what do I want to do? How do I bring this together? I took a physics class in high school and I just fell in love with it. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'm going to get my PhD in physics. I'm going to be a scientist. So that's what I went to college for. I was like, I'm going to do, but also I love books so much. So I was studying physics and literature. And people asked me like, "Oh, are you going to write physics textbooks?" And I was like, "No, that seems like the worst, worst of both worlds. No, I do not want to write physics textbooks."
So
Um,
you were really like you were interested in a lot of things.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, and that's been true for me. And I think I was fortunate that what I really liked, like the for me and like the I ended up in engineering, but that math, science is something that you can make a good living at. I had some other friends in college who creative writing and theater and it filled their heart, but had more of a struggle. So I think, because this is a career
Right.
podcast thinking about, okay, how does what I like to do, how can that translate into something that can sustain me and my family, right?
Right.
And everybody's situation is different. So for me, I knew I wanted to have the education that would let me get into a job that would be well paying.
Even if you didn't know exactly what you wanted to do with it.
Yeah, yeah. And over time, I learned, no, I don't really want to get my PhD in
Mhm.
physics. I wanted something more tangible. I wanted to touch it and build it. And that's where the engineering came in.
So it was really like every small decision eventually shaped you towards this one thing.
Yeah, yeah. And am I done yet? I don't think I'll be the director of product management forever. Don't tell my boss. Yes, I will be the director of product management forever. I won't. Like over time, the situation around me is going to change. I'm
Mhm.
going to change and learn more, and I'm going to be ready for what's the next opportunity that's going to give me a
Right.
chance to grow. But I just got here, so it'll be a little while.
Right. So, I mean, like every career has its ups and downs, even if it sounds as fun as yours does right now. I just want to know, like, what are some challenges that you faced to get here? Because you've come like a really long way.
I'll share a hiccup. I was earlier in my career in engineering, and I had moved on to a new team with a new project. And right as I was joining, some other people had kind of moved around, and what my job was going to be kind of changed a little bit unexpectedly. And I had a really rough patch because what I thought the work was going to be on that team. And then the way the team actually worked together, the
Mhm.
dynamic just wasn't really good. And I felt like I'd be told, okay, you own this, go do this. And I'd start to say, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. And then I'd leave the room and things would change. And I'd come back and like it was all different. And I really struggled.
Right.
I had a hard time communicating with my manager about my frustration. And I think they were frustrated too, and it just was not a good fit. So because those relationships weren't good, like the work felt terrible and I was feeling really bad. Like I remember I'd go to my car at the end of the day as an adult and I'd like cry and I'm not a crier. And I was so upset and I was like this can't
Yeah.
be it. And so what I ended up doing was talking to other people in my network who supported me and try to
Mhm.
explain the situation, say, how can I get out of this and work this differently? And going through the process of describing exactly what was not working and why I was struggling and what I wanted, and then asked for help. And so I was working at GE at the time
Mhm.
and just a great group of people who were supportive and said, how can we move Emily to a spot where she can be successful? And I moved over into a new role and then it felt like a rocket ship. Like the dynamic was much better.
Like
There
it
were
all
still
just
things that
clicked.
were hard, but like I could overcome them and it worked out really well. So I
Yeah.
think that learning how to recognize,
A
hey, this isn't
problem.
working.
Right.
How can I talk about it in a professional way versus
Mhm.
just sometimes there are problems and you just like complain about it or gripe about it and you like move past it. But it was a big problem. So learning how to get through that I think was really helpful and helped me know like this is working and this other thing isn't and I need to change.
So you definitely say that like your community is really important, like your network.
Yeah. 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 Absolutely.
I think that's really inspiring. So what advice would you give to high school students who might go through these kind of things like later on?
Yeah, I would say listen to yourself. It's your life and your decisions, and you want to take the advice from the people that you trust and then go back
Mhm.
to, what are you going to do that balances out for you what you're looking for. You don't need to be held to what someone else says success is. And so that like external yardstick or comparing yourself to your friends and what they're doing, try to find that fulfillment and happiness for yourself. Be open to change. Work hard, and like probably something about like writing down SMART goals and then going after them, right? But I
Right.
think knowing that you're going to change and grow as a person and what you want today might not be the same and you have to have your best life.
So I think those are all like really great habits that all high school students should start incorporating into their day-to-day lives. And I think that was pretty much it. So thank you so much. It's been really great talking with you and learning your journey and your career path and how you've come as far as you have today. I really appreciate you being here, sharing your advice. I'm sure a lot of students will find it super helpful. Thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Thanks so much for the chat.